And we're back here for game 2 of the doubleheader as CBC and Columbia College get ready to start game number 2 as both coaches are talking over with the umpires on getting things ready for the second game. As game 1, it came down to extra innings and 9 innings as a walk-off walk ended up winning the first one there for game number 1. Looking at the lineups here for Columbia, it's going to be James will be the DH. Wilt will be at second. Wren will be behind the plate. McGinnis will be at first. McToshis will be in left. Carlton in right. Friend will be at short. McMinnis will be at third. And Nichols will be in left. CBC will have Fitz batting first at left field. Daphne will be playing at second. Prince will be in right. Lutson will be batting fifth. Qualls will be batting sixth. McDaniel will be batting seventh. Rodriguez will be batting eighth, and Curfcliffe will be batting at ninth. Both teams still getting the last of the fields getting ready. CBC still warming up in this game as they are. Qualls will be again behind the plate. They're getting ready to have the last bit of discussion. It'll be down to 2 umpires in this game, and it will be the 2. Bowser will be behind the plate, and Steve Moore will be in the field. And the first umpire that was the home plate, and Daryl McWayne has a concussion and is out for concussion protocol safety and to the rest of this game. So that's how they are going with that. Both teams are CBC making their way out to the field. A beautiful day today, as it's a beautiful 71 degrees here in North Little Rock. And by about 7 o'clock, it's going to get down to about 62 degrees. Wind still blowing in from right to left field. And today's weather, no complaints again about the weather today. Had some tough discussions between games, very close. Both teams using a lot of pitchers. James, that's in the leadoff position, had a couple home runs in the first game. At a total of 2 home runs in the first game. So again, both teams hoping to be as competitive, maybe not as long of a game because it went over 3.5 hours in the first game. I've got it here as 3 hours and 42 minutes for the first game in our doubleheader. But both teams scoring lots of runs too, so that was the big difference in the first game. Field looks beautiful here. Crowd still coming out. If you're just now about to get off of work here, you're not going to miss much of the second game as we're still warming up. As again, just a great day for baseball. No complaints about the weather. Don't forget tomorrow you can come and join us here for the 2 more of the doubleheader starting at 12 o'clock noon right here at Burns Park. And, of course, tomorrow night you can watch the CBC men play in the semifinals of the AMC Conference Tournament as the game starts at 3 o'clock. The winner of that game will play on Tuesday at 7 for the championship game. Location still to be determined for the championship game. CBC women will be playing on the road tonight for basketball as they'll take on Williams Baptist College up in Walnut Ridge. That's around 10 or 15 minutes up there from the Jonesboro area. So again, a lot of action for CBC sports as again this will be they're finishing, getting ready to go. And leading off is going to be the designated hitter, James. They're getting their contacts here for calls for CBC here. Or PitchCom, excuse me. James now steps into the batter's box. And Dewey will be on the mound. First pitch here is at 4:17. is what I have here on my time here. First pitch was taken for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch, and a strike being called. Second baseman is playing on the edge of the outfield grass. Also, the fielder has shifted to the right, large gap between right and center and left and center. High fly ball, pops that one up. Going back to call for it is going to be the shortstop for out number 1. And now it's going to be Bailey Quinn, the second baseman. And in the last game, Quinn had a total of 2 hits and also reached off of air, flew out, struck out, and flew out in the 9th for the last game. Steps up to the bat. First at bat again, flew out to the shortstop. Here's the pitch. And a ball up, actually a strike that time, excuse me. No balls and a strike here, 1 away. Looks in for a side, he has it. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ball down low. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Looks in. He has a sign. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. And a ball just below the strike zone there. Brandon Duhay now coming in. He's the senior pitching for CBC. He looks in, has a side, fouls that one off to the net. Looks in, steps back, has a sign. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. And he fouls that one down to the third base into the dugout for Central Baptist College. Steps back in. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Ball just outside, down low. Count is 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops that one up. Going back as the center fielder. Going back all the way to the warning track, and he flies out to the center fielder. So we have 2 away. Catcher and Wren coming up to bat. Wren, part of the first game, had a sacrifice fly, flew out, walked, striked out, walked, and flew out. The first game of our doubleheader today. Here's Duhay's pitch. Here's the pitch. And strike being called there. No balls, 1 strike. Has a delay call on the strike zone. That's why I'm taking a little bit longer before calling it here. Here's the pitch. And that time, strike 2. So it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. McGinnis is on deck if they reach. Fouls that one away down the first base side. Down on the first base side, there's also a practice field just on the other side of first base side that North Little Rock uses. The pitch, ball just outside. Nice save by Quells behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. And McGinnis is on deck. The pitch. Ground ball right back towards the pitcher. Pitcher just avoided from getting hit. So a 2-out single. Seeing eye single that time. McGinnis coming back up to bat here. McGinnis in the last game of the doubleheader struck out. He walked. Struck out and hit by a pitch. And Nolf now over at first as a courtesy runner here. And now he steps back. The batter swings it back Here's the pitch, ball outside. And it is ball one. One ball, no strike. And correction there, it's O'Neill running at first as the courtesy runner. Runner leads off a few steps here. Here's the pitch. And a ball just low there, saved by Quells. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner over at first, leads off a few steps. Second baseman's playing deep. They're all shifted to the right. Throw to first. Runner is safe. No delayed call there by the fielder umpire and Steve Moore. Pitcher now looks in. Wind still blowing in from the right field. Runner leading off again, 2 or 3 steps. Here's the pitch. High fly ball fouls that off towards the first base side. And it's going to be 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike here off the foul. 2 away. Pitcher back onto the mound. Moves in. How's the pitch? Ball just outside. 3 balls, 1 strike here. Three balls and 1 strike. Dubé looking in for Quells first sign. Checks the runner at first base. Looks in, checks again. Here's the pitch. Runner's going, but it's going to be foul that time. Duhey wears the number 8 across the jersey. Umpire then re-shows the count again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner's over at first, leads again, throws over to first. Runner's back in time. Duhey steps back onto the mound. Looks in. Finds a sign. Looks again. Here's the pitch. Foul tips. Stays alive at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Game 2 of our 2-game doubleheader today. First game 13-12, CBC off of a walk-off walk. As the bases were loaded and he walked the batter. Runner leads off again, a few steps over, checks the runner to Duhey for the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, and won't matter if it was ball 4 anyway.
Left fielder, Jack
Makoshak now up to bat here. As he went back in the first game of the doubleheader, he had 1 hit. He was hit by a pitch twice and flew out. Duhey now looks in for a sign. Checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Late on the pitch that time. No balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Large gap between right and center and left field. Swung a little bit to the right-hand side for this batter. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. He pops that one up. Going back is the center fielder, calls for it, and the center fielder has it for the 3rd out of the play. There's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. We've played half an inning of play, and CB Columbia 0, Central Baptist College 0. We'll be back for the bottom half of the first. Owen Clark coming in to pitch here for Columbia. And no, ERA is 0, 1.30 whip, and coming in at 1 win, no losses. 3 appearances. He started 1 game so far. He's pitched 7 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. And batters are hitting .250 against him. And that is how he looks so far in the season. So he's finishing up his warm-up here. Still a great crowd, great night for baseball. Behind the plate again, for those that are just joining us, behind the plate is going to be Tim Bowser, and the fielding umpire will be Steve Moore. And Daniel McWayne was behind the plate the first game, but is out due to concussion protocols for today. He's saying he should be back for tomorrow's doubleheaders. Don't forget to join us here for tomorrow's doubleheader game. If you want to watch it, it will be on Facebook. First game starting at 12 o'clock. And then leading off, it's going to be Fritz here playing in left field. And again, behind the plate again this game, playing it, catcher is Wren. Fitz now coming up to bat here. He's playing in left. Here's the pitch to Fitz. Bunts and bunts. He pulls it back, so it'll be a ball. 1 ball and no strike. Walked home the winning run the last game, as it was again 13-12. Here's the pitch. Ball that just misses, but new ball will be given by the home plate umpire and Tim Bowser. Playing a little bit more shallow there. It looks like it's going to be the right fielder. Everybody else is playing a little bit deeper in center and left. Here's the pitch. Strike being called there. Dimensions here again, if you need them, 320 down the line, left field line, 360 straightaway center, and down the right field line, 325. Ball that gets away there. It's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike. Vince DeScalvo Stadium at DeJanis Memorial Field at Burns Park. Here's the pitch. Ball that was high. Actually, no, strike being called. The batter thought it was going to be ball 4, but has to return. Count is now full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, a little bit of delay being called strikes here. Ground ball that time going to be right, and that should be a single. And it is. That's going to be a base hit there. Daphne coming up, as he was playing second today.
The second baseman, Ryan
Daphne, excuse me. As last game he had 2 hits, including the home, actually 3 hits, including the home run, in the 6th inning, as it was a very offensively game the first game. And lots of home runs. Runner leads off a few steps, throws over to first. Runner is back in time. Owen Clark is 5'10". He's a senior from Knoxville, Tennessee. Farragut High School and Midway University is where he was prior to coming to Columbia. Here's the pitch. Runner goes to second, throws over to second, and the runner is out at second. Caught stealing that time. So that is 1 away here. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes, 1 away. Here's the pitch. Strike being called there. 1 ball, 1 strike. First baseman's playing to the left of the bag here. Second baseman is playing on the edge of the grass, and a ball that time. New ball being thrown in from the home plate umpire. And also playing in the grass in the infield is the shortstop. He's playing deep. Here's the pitch. Ball high. That's 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Outfield is shifted towards the right. Large gap between center and right. Large gap between left and center. Here's the pitch. Base hit that looks like it's going to bounce right in front of the center fielder there as he squeezes it between the shortstop and the center fielder. Looks like they're going to have a new runner coming in. Cody Kinnan now running in. And Aaron Prince coming in, playing in right. Prince played it right the first game. He grounded out. He struck out. He reached over to first, and he got thrown out on an unassisted grounder, and he walked as part of the winning inning in the ninth for CBC in the first game. Runner leads off a few steps over at first. Pitcher looks at the runner. Playing a little more shallow now as the second baseman. Swing and a miss on that one. Strike one. No balls and a strike. CBC wearing their baby blues with a blue stripe down the leg, while Columbia wearing their grays with dark blue lettering and numbering. Waggles the bat. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one down the first base side. CBC dugout is over on the third base side, while Columbia is on the first. For the most part, we can see Columbia's bullpen, but hard to see CBC's because of the dugout blocking our view. Runner leads off a few steps here. Checks it in, checks him again, checks him one more time, throws over to first, and the runner is back in time. Pitcher now walking back to the Clark. Walking back is Clark. Clark looks in. Looks to his pitcher and Wren. Checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Ball almost hitting the batter as he just avoids getting hit there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner leads off a few steps again at first base. The fielder umpire is now shallower, now into the infield grass. High fly ball. He pops that one up, going and out, grabbed by the right fielder. One right fielder flies out to the other. George Estacio coming up to bat. On Prince, if you're scoring that one at home, that's an F9. As he comes up to bat. He got a 2 RBI back in the second. Hit to fielder's choice. Here's the pitch. Strike, catch in the corner of the plate. He grounded out in the 7th and also hit a single in the 9th. Clark looks in again, finds the runner here. Here's the throw over to first. Back in plenty of time. Clark has a pretty quick pickoff move, but has a pretty good sign of him being ready to throw it. Here's the pitch. Almost hit him that time again. That's twice that he's been close to hitting a batter so far in this first inning of play. Looks like he has good velocity, but just a little bit of problem with his control so far on some of the inside pitches. Here's the pitch. Almost hit him again. It's ball 2 that time. 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Runner leads off again over at first base. Looks in. Checks the runner again. Checks him one more time. Here's the pitch. Ball outside that time. 3 balls and a strike. Gets back in, the DH. He was the DH in the last game. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball up high that time. And he walks him. And that's his first walk of the day.
The third baseman, Josh
Lunston now coming up to bat. He's playing third. Lunston back in the last game. Went to first and then later on reached by an error. Struck out twice. reached on an error, and then walked in the ninth. And a wardrobe malfunction by the pitcher right now for Columbia. So, yeah, I guess his shirt wasn't tucked in correct. Batter steps back into the batter's box here. Still no score. CBC so far has had 2 hits today, but the first one ended up getting caught stealing. Here's the pitch. Checks his swing, but a ball will be called anyway. Didn't go around, according to Tim Bowser. Batter back in. As his pitcher checks again. Has his sign. Here's the pitch. Ball that time was high. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike, time being called here. And he may already be, I don't see anybody warming up in the mound. There is going to be discussion here by Darren Munz, the head baseball coach here for Columbia. Looking at Clark, he has a total of, coming into today's game, he's only walked 3 of them, struck out 11. So far he's had 1 walk. And he also has not hit a batter, but he has come close. And I believe it looks like he's had already 1 balk being called this year. So he steps out for a second as a batter. 2 balls and no strikes. Just joining us, game number 2 of our doubleheader today. No score yet. Runners are on at first and second. Here's the pitch. Foul, tips it back. Runner at second reached on a single. Runner at first was walked. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Base umpire switched over towards the shortstop side, but still in the infield grass. Owens got his pitch. High fly ball, pops that one up. Coming in is the center fielder, bounces short, passes him. Here comes 1 run, still trying to get it. Here comes another run. Runner coming around to third, and he's over to third, and he's going to get 2 runs. It's a single error to the center fielder. So that'd be an E8 on there. Coming around to score was Daphne, and then coming also around was and Cannon is the one that came in. Here's the pitch. Checks the swing and asks if he went, and yes, he did, according to 0-2 now, according to the home plate umpire here.
Hey, number 12's batting now, not number 1, whoever's ready to score.
Qualls is now on. Here's the pitch. Foul tip. And I think, I think the count should be, it's 0-2. The count is correct. Okay. Oh, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Here's the pitch to Qualls. Checks his swing, but it gets away. Did he go? No, he did not, according to the first base, the base umpire, and Steve Moore. Here's the pitch. Ball. Strike 3 called. Calling strike 3 that time. So we had a total of 2 runs off of 1 hit on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. We've now played 1 full inning, and it's CBC 2 and Columbia 0.
Daphne back at second.
So we're finishing up some warm-ups here for CBC coming into the second inning of play. Again, last inning, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on board. And Carlton will be up, so it's going to be Carlton, Friends, McKay, and Nichols, if any of them reach, and then we'll go back to the top of the order. And the last game, it was Carlton grounded out, was hit by a pitch later on, scored, popped out, singled, and struck out in the 8th. Is how he did. So Carlton will get up next to bat here.
Leading off the top of the second for Columbia, the right fielder, Dylan Carlton.
Carlton coming up now. And on deck his friend. He came in late in the game, in the first game. Steps back, playing shallow and almost on the infield dirt, is the first baseman. There's the pitch. Ball. Just misses there. Playing on the edge of the outfield grass is the second baseman for CBC, and Daphne. Shortstop also playing deep here. Here's the pitch. Ball misses there. And Rodriguez. Outfield is playing about middle depth. All swung a little bit towards the right, not too much. Here's the pitch. Ground ball that time. It's going to be fouled over towards the third base side. Lepskin now getting it off the bounce. Throwing out a baseball there, running another baseball. And Tim Bowser throwing a new one in, the home plate umpire. Looks in now. Checks again. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Ball, almost hitting the batter that time. 3 balls, 1 strike. And they look in. He has a sign. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one off towards the first base side. And full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Outfielder playing deep. And looking at, playing about, moving a little bit up, it looks like it's the right fielder. Swing and a miss on a pitch out, a miss. Big strikeout that time. That will be his first. Friend, the shortstop coming in again. He came in late the last game. When he did, I believe he came in as the designated hitter. And he homered in the ninth. Now I have it here as his first home run of the season. Here's the pitch going into Friend. Checks as it doesn't go around, so ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Tall and slender is how I would describe his frame, this batter here. Not really known much for power. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitcher now steps onto the mound. Looking in here. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. He pops it up. Going back at the center fielder. Going, and gone. A home run. A big home run that time for him. That's his second in the doubleheader today. Second for the season. Columbia, before coming into the game today, came in at 7-2. With the loss, they went to 7-3 and 2-2 in conference. Chase McKay. 7-2 now after the loss and 2-1 in conference. Apologize about that. Where's the 26 across his uniform? Here's the pitch. And a ball just a little high here. He's hitting 400 for the season so far by McKay coming into this doubleheader. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one and off to the first base side towards past the parking lot towards the hill. He has some power hitting it there. He's slugging .533 this season. He's had 15 at-bats, 5 runs. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. 6 hits, 2 doubles, no home runs, 7 RBIs. Been walked 6. 4 strikeouts, and one time he's only grounded into double play. Ground ball that time. It's off the glove of the first baseman, but still has time to throw to the pitcher covering, and it's going to be, if you're scoring at home, that's a 3-1 ground out. Colin Nichols coming up to bat. Wears the number 3 across the uniform. And a freshman there from Hallsworth, Missouri, and Hallsville, Missouri High School. Here's the pitch. Strike being called. Nilla's Colton is hitting a 167 average, an OPS of 619. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 5 games played, 2 games started, 6 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 hit. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss that time. And yes, he did. He went around, according to Bowser, behind home plate. 1 hit, 1 double, 1 RBI, and slugging .333 so far. He's got the sign. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Late on that one, and he strikes him out. So that's 2 strikeouts this inning, and they get 1 run off of 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on. We've played 1.5 innings at CBT 2, Columbia 1. And McDaniel's leading off here for Central Baptist College. We're getting ready soon to start here. A few players that normally aren't at dugout are just throwing around between innings just to get some practice in. McDaniel coming up to bat here.
The bottom of the second for the Mustangs, the center fielder, Chad McDaniel.
McDaniel's has played for 15 games. He's hitting a .295 average, no home runs, and he's had 2 RBIs, 5 runs, and 1 sacrifice bunt so far in the game. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch to McDaniel, and that time it did not hit him. It just was a ball, though. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. Here's the 1-0, the pitch. Swing and a miss that time, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. The pitch. Swing and a miss there. Being called for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McDaniel steps back into the batter's box here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss that time, and he strikes him out. That is so far his 2nd strikeout here. Rodriguez coming in here to come to bat. Rodriguez struck out in the first and the last game. Flew out to the shortstop, flew out to second, grounded out, and struck out. Strike being called there. No balls and a strike here. There's a ground ball that time. Shortstop has it. Throws over to first in time for out number 2. So 6-3.
First baseman, Jackson Kirkup.
Kurliff coming up to bat here. He batted ninth in the last game. He had 2 home runs in the last game. Struck out, hit by a pitch, and had later on came to score in the second inning. Here's the pitch. And strike being called. Wind is still blowing from left to right. Foul tips it there. "14 games he's played so far. A .313 average, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 6 times came around to score." Here's the pitch. And a ball that was high there. 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 2 away. Here's the 1-2. And he will foul it, just missing the third base bag by about a foot, I'd say, as he steps out here. Time will be called for a second as 2 players going out to get the foul ball there. And one just doing a little bit of jogging on the third base side. Batter's back into the batter's box here. Pitcher's had a sign. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, caught him looking. So that was the 3rd strikeout of the game. And there was a total of 1, 2, 3 after 2, and CBC 2 and Columbia 1. Dewey finishing up his warm-ups here. Just joining us, it's been another close game so far. We're going to the top half of the 3rd, where CBC leads 2-1 in the second game of our doubleheader today. Don't forget tomorrow, also 2 more games for the doubleheader against Columbia as well. We're going back to the top of the order, which will be James, where's the number 13, who is the designated hitter in the first inning. He flew out to the shortstop. Also tomorrow, don't forget that CBC plays in the conference tournament starting at 3 o'clock and the semifinals. And James coming up to bat here. And then tonight, the CBC ladies women's basketball team is at Walnut Ridge to take on Williams Baptist. And the tip-off for the women's in about 20 minutes. Steps back up. Here's the windup. And here's the pitch. And a ball that just misses. And the Williams Baptist game is the quarterfinals for tonight for the women. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses there. 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls and no strikes. Doohy looks in. Has a sign. Here's the pitch. And a foul ball down the first base side. Out of play. A little bit off the bag is going to be the first baseman. Playing deep is the second baseman. Also playing deep is the shortstop. Playing more shallow than anybody is the right fielder in the outfield. Here's the 2-1. Ball. And it's 3-1. playing about halfway is the left fielder and the center fielder. All fielders are shifted a little bit to the right, but the center fielder is shifted a little bit to the left. Pitch. And a strike being called there. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Looking into the sign. He's got it. Here's the windup. Here's the 3-2. And that time it's going to be foul towards third base side. Going all the way to the tarp on the third base side. So a time's going to be called as they make sure the player's back in the dugout before another ball is hit. Alex Douglas joining you here for the second game of the doubleheader at Burns Park. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one back behind home plate. Out of play. This was, they do have netting at this field. Some ballparks in Arkansas still have the old chain link fence. Looks in for a sign. He's got his sign. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, caught looking that time. Beautiful location that time. And Quinn coming up. I have it here in my book. That was strikeout number 3 for CBC pitching. But flew out last time. Back in the first inning, flew out to the center fielder. Looks in. He has a sign. Here's the pitch. Strike being called here. No balls into strike. Looks in. As the windup in the pitch. Ground ball that gets through. A single that time. A 1-out single. And Wren coming up next to bat. Got to second back in the first. He is 1 for 1 for the day. Wears the 22 across the uniform. And Wren is 5'11" from Jefferson City, Missouri, and at Eugene High School in the capital of Missouri at Jefferson City. Has a sign. The pitch. Ball up high. No, 1 ball, no strikes. One away. Looks in. As a sign. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops it up. Going back is the left fielder. Coming in for it and has it for out number 2. Scoring that one at home. That's a F7. And McGinnis coming up. He walked last time, but was left on back in the first. Run over to first, runner back in time. Looks in. Victor has a sign. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one, almost hitting the head coach there. It's now 0-1. And Mullins. Looks in. Throws over to first. Tag. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Ball just almost away from the catcher there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the outfielder, the second baseman, playing almost into the outfield dirt, playing deep. Looks good. Has his sign. Here's the pitch. And strike being called there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 away. Looks in again for Son. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Looks again, checks again. The pitch, ball that was low that time. Count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. All 2s across the board except the runners on first, not second this inning. Looks in, runner leads off a few steps here. Throw over to first, runner back in time. Looks in. Looks for a sign. Has it. There's the pitch. And a base hit that gets down. It's going to roll all the way towards the left fielder. The runner will be told to hold at third, and he does. And almost to third to second, but the runner's in plenty of time. Will move up to third. Guinness will move up to second. Koshak coming up to bat. He flew out back in the first. Steps back into it. Looks for sign. Checks the runner leading off 3 or 4 steps at second. 2 away. Runners on at second and third. Here's the pitch for the location, and ball just a little low. Wells is behind the plate today for the second game of the doubleheader. Just now reaching a little over 5 o'clock now. He's got a sign. Here's the pitch. 1-0. High fly ball, fouls that one down the first base side. This game started at 4:17 and already in the top half of the third. This game's already going pretty quicker, or more quickly than the first game. Looking for a sign here. Here's the 1-1, the pitch. Ground ball, that's going to be fouled towards the first base dugout. Runners have to retreat where they are. Playing deep in the outfield, or in the infield, towards the outfield is the second baseman. Outfielders are all shifted slightly to the right. Expecting him to hit towards the first base. Duhay looks for a sign. He has it. There's the 1-2 again. Ball just outside that time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coming up towards his 59th pitch for the game. Four pitches so far at this at bat. The pitch. Ball just misses there. Count is now full at 3-2. 3-2 so far. Runners maybe started to lead a little more with the full count, 2 away, here in the top half of the third inning of play. Looks in. Duhay has his sign. The pitch. Fouls that one off again. That time making it to the netting of where they can practice some hitting over there on the first base side. New baseballs coming in here. Still a pretty good crowd. Sun is more affected towards the third base side of things and not the first base side of the stands. Shadows aren't bad here at the ballpark, even at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Last day of February. The 3-2. Ball outside, he walked him. He lost him that time and walked him. That's his second walk I'm showing here in the game. Carlton coming up. He struck out back in the second. And then it's friends if Carlton reaches. Looks in. Has his sign. The pitch. Foul tips it there. It's going to be now 0-1 that time. Looks in here. Looking here at the third baseman, looking at his wrist, it looks like. Outfield switched over a little bit to the right-hand side. Left fielder, our center field, slightly to the left here. Here's the pitch. Checks, strikes, 2 being called that time. 0, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on, all bases are loaded. Bases are loaded, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Looks in, finds his sign. Here's the pitch. High for a ball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this is coming up to be the 4th pitch at this at bat for him. Looking in now. Runners leading off again over second. For a few steps. No really where to go with the bases loaded. The pitch. Foul tips it off of himself is what the home plate umpire is saying. It's 1-2. Coming up on now the 5th pitch at this at bat. Stepping up. Still 68 mile an hour winds coming in, or 68 degrees, excuse me. Pitch. High fly blooper that drops down. 1 run will come across the score. Here coming a 2nd run that comes in to score, and he is safe to run 2-run single there. A 2 RBI single. Guiding coming out. The pitching coach talks to this pitcher.
Shortstop, Zach
Friend now up to bat. With that, they lead now 3-2. Quilt comes in and McGinnis comes in off of that. And the runner now for second walked. So they're still discussing here. Plate umpire, this one's a little more generous in Bowser with his time. Now he's starting to make his walk towards home plate, towards the pitching mound for home plate. And before he gets there, they break up the conversation. Nobody really, I see, warming up here. Actually, I do see one warming up, but again, I can't really tell who it is due to the dugout in the way. And warming up is number 13 now for CBC. Looks in. There's the pitch. Foul or strike being called. 0-1 now. Looking in again. Looks in, checks the runner. Pitch. Strike being called. 0-2 now. Hitchcock already warming up in the CBC bullpen right now. As a sign. Check the runner, get it second. Looks in, the pitch. Fouls that one down the third base side, going towards the dugout there. Steps back. And Bowser asking for some more baseballs. Looks in again. Runner leads off at second, a few steps. No balls, 2 strikes. Expect possibly him moving on this pitch. Pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out there. But 2 runs do come across the score off of 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. And we played 2.5, Columbia 3, CBC 2. We'll be back after this. And there's the throw to second as we get ready to start the bottom half of the third inning of play. And back to the top of the order is there Fitz. Fitz came in, he singled last time, but he was caught stealing trying to get to second base. So Fitz now stepping up. And now here comes the coach over in Munns coming back to talk with Bowser over at with the lineup over behind the home plate umpire. Maybe something weird with the lineup, as I didn't see a whole lot of changes between half innings. Still going through the lineup. As I said, no, I haven't seen any changes to the who's out in the field yet. I think he just wanted to make sure he knew where he was in his lineup here. And we're in the top of the order here. The pitch. Strike one being called. No balls and a strike. The pitch. Fouls that off toward the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes here for this batter. And there's a base hit that gets down between the fielders. And the runner now over to first to start it off again. 2 for 2 for this game so far.
The second baseman, Ryan Doffney.
Doffney coming up to bat. He did have a courtesy runner come around to score. First time. Doffney now coming back in. Looks in, throws over first, runner back in time. Again, Fitz did lead the States in steals back when he was at North Ark in the 2023 or 24 season. Throw over to first, runner back in time. Looks at the runner again, throws back over to first again. 375 average, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 5 runs, and sacrifice bunted 1 time. Runner leads up again. Looks in, throws back over again at first. Looks back in. Runner leads off again over at first. Looks in. The pitch. Ball down slow. 1 ball and no strikes. Coming to this at batter, he's pitched 44 pitches. 45th coming up here, the pitch. And a ball there. Back-to-back balls here. Prince on deck. Runner leads off a few steps here. Checks the runner again. Throws back over again. Playing a little shallower there is the right fielder. Runner goes towards second. Throw to second, and he is safe at second base. So he steals over at second. 2 balls and a strike after that one. Looks in. Looks in. Swing and a miss that time. 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No one out. Runner over at second. Leads off a few steps here. Again, wind blowing the same as it has been today. Runner fakes like he's running right, bouncing back and forth. Pitch. Looper. It gets down, and the center fielder will get it off the bounce. The runners will hold at the corner, first and third, and there is nobody out.
The right fielder, Aaron
And Prince coming in, flew out to right the last time. Fritz, with the speed that he has, could easily get in off of a sacrifice fly here. Fritz now back. Looks in. The pitch. Strike being called there. No balls and a strike. No one out. Playing a little further back is the second baseman. Guarding the base is the first baseman. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes. Going further right and shallow is the center fielder. A large gap in straightaway center here. Pitch. Ground ball. Throw over to home. Passes home, and nothing he can do there. And the fielder's choice is what the ruling will be, and that should load the bases here. Yeah, fielder's choice there.
the designated hitter, George
Estacio coming up. He walked and later on scored back in the first. And now coming up is going to be Darren Munds again. This time I don't see anybody yet in the bullpen warming up over here. Maybe just a chance to talk here. As I said, I haven't seen any pitching coaches from Columbia come and talk. Usually it's him. And so Stasio coming up to bat, trying to get that runner from third home. And it would tie the game. But if he can get a deep enough single, he can take the lead and get 2 runs. And it looks like that was just a mound visit there. The ball there. Played 14 games. Estacio, 263 average, 4 RBIs. 6 times came around to score coming into this game. Ball that was just outside. Nice save there by Wren, keeping it from being a wild pitch to allow the run to come home. Looks in. And Clark has his sign. Checks it again. The pitch. Ball that gets away. And a runner will come home to score here. And he is safe as it gets out of the pitcher's hand there. And so a run will come off of the wild pitches. Wild pitch on the pitcher there. Pitch will come in off that. Runners will advance to second and third. Daphne at second, Prince at third, and Prince at second. 3 balls, no strike. Nobody. The pitch fouls that one away. Looks in. No outs here. Looks in. Looks for a sign. Runners lead a few steps off. Has it. The pitch. Swing and a miss that time. It's going to be full now. 3-2, or excuse me, 3-1. Nope, 3-2 according to the home plate umpire. Excuse me. Still shifting to the right is the center fielder. Large gap in straightaway center. Foul tips it to stay alive at 3-2. Shifted to the left-hand side is the right fielder. Shifted to the right is the left fielder. The pitch. Ground ball that time. It's going to go to the third baseman. Throws over to first for the first out. And so it's 5-3 if you're scoring that one at home.
Third baseman, Josh Lumsden.
Lumsden now coming up, the third baseman. Got to third, but didn't advance back in the first. Looks in. Runners now moving. Playing pretty much straight away, towards center, or shortstop at the shortstop. Strike being called. No balls and one strike. Looks in. The pitch. Swing and a miss that time. It's 0-2. New baseball after it got into the dirt. Steps out for a second to get a sign again. No balls, 2 strikes here, 1 away. Runner at third and second. A few step lead. Run to tie that came off the wild pitch. The pitch gets away, another wild pitch, but they will stay where they are. So they will hold. There's a pad that softens the blow so you're not running into a wall for the catcher. Looks in again for a sign. The pitch. Ball that gets away, and this time the runner will tip the throw, and he is tagged. Safe, according to Bowser, the home plate umpire. And that will take the lead on the wild pitch there. As that is back-to-back wild pitches on that one. And so even with the injured hamstring, he still came across and made it across the plate, 4-3. Lights have started coming on here at the ballpark. Not a huge problem with shadows here at the ballpark. Maybe in foul territory on the first and third side, but on the outfield it's not too bad. Ball that gets down and it's saved by the catcher there. Center fielder still liking to shift towards the right side of the field. Large gap and straight between center and left. Looks in. Has his pitch. Strike 3. Rung him up.
The catcher, Aiden Qualls.
Qualls coming up. And that was 4 strikeouts so far for Clark in the game. Qualls coming in. He struck out back in the first inning, the first strikeout. Four to 3. That's our score. Strike being called. And one of the last run that came in off of the wild pitch. And 66 pitch coming up. Strike being called. Stepping up back into the backs. Pitch. Ground ball that time. The second baseman will get it and throw over to first for the third out. But CBC does get 2 runs off of 2 hits and no errors. And we've now played a total of 3 as CBC 4 and Columbia 3. Kirkhoff is now pitching. He's had 4 appearances, 1 game started, 1-1 record, 7 innings, gave up 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Strikeouts per 9 inning is 9, 2 home runs, 5.14 ERA, and 1.43 on the walks hits per inning pitched for him. Is how that will go with that. And part of that subbing around, Daphne will be over at first.
Now playing first base, number 15, Ryan Daphne.
And
Moving from DH to second base, number 22, George Estacio.
And Estacio now going into second as they have now closed out the DH position for CBC.
Leading off the top of the 4th for Columbia, the third baseman, Chase McKay.
Kega now leading it off here for Columbia. As he grounded out last time back in the second pitch. Ball there, 1 ball and no strikes here. The pitch. High fly ball, pops it up, going back at the center fielder, past the center fielder towards the wall, bounces off the wall. The runner now making his way over to second, holds up on the leadoff double. Nichols now up to bat. He struck out back in the second. Time being called as one of the assistant coaches come and get his hitting gear for the runner in second now. Looks like batting gloves. Some players still play with putting their batting gloves in their pocket when they're not batting. Instead, he wants them tossed in the dugout. Looks thin now as the pitcher. Runner at second, leadoff double that time. The pitch, ball, just misses there. And curved it. Looks in. Looking for a sign. Has his sign. Checks the runner again at second. The pitch. Foul tip. Almost look like I got the mask of the Wells. Looks like he's okay there. Backs back off the mound and Kirkhoff. Giving him some signs here. Maybe getting the fielders in the right position. Looks in. Looks for a sign. Checks the runner at second again. The pitch. Swing and a miss there. It's now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitcher resets here. Runner leads off again at second. Outfield looks like they're pretty close to being about middle depth. A little shallow is playing a little bit shallow is the right fielder. The pitch. Ball that's down low. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Right fielder, again, a little bit shifted to the left. There's the pitch. Strike 3. Caught him looking that time. That's his first strikeout. Nice recovery after giving up the double.
Designated hitter,
James so far is wearing the collar at 0-2. He flew out and struck out. Quilt now is at the on-deck circle. And if they reach Wren, we'll bat after that. Runner over at second now. Looks in, checks it, the pitch. Swing and a miss on that one. No ball's in a strike here.
It's okay. Good things coming.
Looks in. Checks for a sign again. Checks again. Checks one more time. The pitch. Strike being called. No balls and 2 strikes. Center fielder a few steps off a straightaway center. Standing in front of the J, in front of the K advertising in the outfield. Pitch. Misses there with the ball. 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In between the K and now the American Pie, almost the American Pie pizza sign of the center fielder. He keeps shifting in that area of the field. Checks the runner again. The pitch. Ball. Batter and James tilts his runner at second just to stay where he's at. It's a nice save by Qualls. Batter checks again. Runner has a few steps leading off at second base. Checks again. The pitch. Fouls it off the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runner at second base. So in the first quarter of play, it's Williams Baptist and Women's Action 27, CBC 21 in the quarterfinal there in Walnut Ridge. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here. Checks the runner again at second. The pitch. Ball almost out of the glove of Qualls. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Checks again. Looks in. Checks the runner again at second. The pitch. And foul tips it back. Stays alive. Full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. Checks in. Looks in. High fly ball, pops it up. Going back is the left fielder, has it for the out.
Second baseman, David Quinn.
And Quinn coming up to bat.
My thought process behind Cole, though, is Cole is a two-way.
So is Kirk.
Keep the two-way trigger going. Like, do you really want Meyer to go up there and have to burn pinch hitters? Or would you
Well, Cole, we need Kirk to do his best show at the first pitch.
Steps back.
Hit home runs in game 1 and then no shutout ball in game 2. There you go.
worst case scenario?
Looks in. Checks the runner. And off the edge of the glove, runner will come around to third, coming around to home, and it's going to be a single there. So it would have been a tough grab by the third baseman there. It's coming. McCaig will come in to score off of that.
Catcher, Tyler Wren.
And it's going to be Wren there coming up to bat. Runner leads off a few steps over at first base. Looks in. The pitch. And excuse me, swing, but I think that's what I say. It hit the, actually, no. I'll give it to him there. That was a U3 there. As it was a run off of 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. And we've now played a total of 3.5. Our score is tied at 4.
What else is surprising?
The inbound play, turnover. The inbound, we turned it over.
And then foul, and then 2 free throws.
I like how they don't have like a digital clock. They just have like a camera on the clock on the scoreboard. That's not even
I've been talking to Presto, the company that does the live stats. They're working on a scoreboard for
As they get ready to finish up, they're saying, umpire saying one more pitch here. And looks like we are going to be starting at the top of the lineup again. And Fitz, excuse me, McDaniel. He struck out back in the second so far. There's the pitch. Strike being called. No balls and a strike here. No balls and one strike. The pitch. Ball just misses. A little bit shallow, a little bit to the left is the center fielder. Swing and a miss there. No balls and two strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. Ball just missed the strike zone. 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss that time. Strike. Got right there.
The shortstop, Julian Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez coming up to bat here. I'm showing here that's his 5th strikeout of the day so far. Rodriguez coming up. Pitch. High fly ball. Going deep. It's going to be the left fielder catching that one. Right pitch. Just got a little ahead of it.
The pitcher, Jackson Kirka.
Kerfiff coming up. He struck out last time. Stepping back up again. Left fielder reshifting a little bit. Pitch. Off the catcher, but no harm. As it's going to be a ball there. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 away. Pitch. Strike being called. It's going to be 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. And if he reaches, we'll be back to the top of the order. Ground ball. Shortstop has it. Throws over to first. And no, he's saying he's safe off the bag. And that's going to be P6 as a throw threw him off the bag that time. And that's going to be their first error in the game. It should be right now the umpires here and Tim Bowser and Steve Moore making a discussion here coming in together. 1 ball, 1 strike was the count, but it's going to runner sits safe at first after the error. As he was clearly off the bag with the throw. And coming back here is Fitz now. And time being called here by Coach Brister for second. And they might be able, because he's pitching, you can get a courtesy runner for him. And that's what he's want to do. So we have a courtesy number 9 coming in. And Cam Harden coming in. Looks in, pulls the bat back. Normally plays third, bats and throws right for Harden, and 5'6", 170. The pitch. Strike being called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Batter swings his bat back and forth as he gets reset. Pitcher checks the runner over at first again. Ground ball right back to the pitcher, and has a chance still to throw him. Oh, it's overthrew it, and it's going to be an error on the pitcher. Run will come across the score. Here comes the runner coming over to third, so it's going to be an error with the run coming across, and the runner will advance to third, and Harding will come around to score after the error.
The first baseman, Ryan Daphne.
Daphne now coming in to bat. 2 for 2 for the day so far. And now here comes, again, Coach Monks to come in. It looks like we'll have a pitching change. We'll introduce the new pitcher after this.
I think it's 17. Oh, it's Willingham. Now pitching for Williams Baptist, number 17, Noah Willingham. Who's the transfer from Williams Baptist? Really? He was their ace the last 2 years.
He goes from the ace to the leader.
No wonder Willie B went playing so bad. No wonder Willie B went playing so bad.
It's 43-29.
And now coming into pitcher for Columbia is Noah Willingham, coming in with a 1.50 ERA. He has a 1.17 whip. 3 appearances, does not start at any game. Has had 1 save, pitched 6 innings, gave it up 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 21 batters faced, and a 190 batters hitting against, and had 1 pitcher hit by a pitch, and that's how he looks so far. So pretty good season so far. Bottom.
David will figure it out.
Yeah, bottom of the 4th.
No, they did not. Wait, yeah, I'm sorry, they scored 1.
They scored 1 run there.
Sorry. 4-2. It should be 5-4 right now. Yeah.
Oh, crap.
It should be 5-4 in favor of CBC. So they didn't score at the top of the 4th, and we just scored. Yeah.
What the heck? Why is it crap?
You're good. That's right. I don't know why it's not updating, but it's right on the scoreboard.
Looks in. Ball that gets away. Saved, though, by the catcher. Daphne telling his runner at third base just to wait up. And it's 5-4 for CBC. Looks in. Looks for his sign. The pitch. High fly ball. Pops it up. Going deep. And it's going to split the fielders off the wall. One runner could just walk in, and he will hold at second base. So it's going to be an RBI double that time. And it's now 6. It is now 6-4.
Okay, now fix it again.
But now it's telling me at 6 file on here.
Well, that's not right.
It's the pitch. Right, being called. 0-1. 6-4, Central Baptist College is what the score is. 6-4, 2 runs across. There's the swing.
They've got 7. So you're right on their line. We've got 6. There we go. Now reset the count to 0-2. There we go.
No balls, 2 strikes here as we now have the sign. Looks at the runner. The pitch. Strike 3. Caught him looking. 2 runs on a hit. 2 errors and 1 left. And we've played 4. CBC 6 and Columbia 4. We'll be back.
You want to know who's his nose did? Daphne doubled.
I got the double, but I didn't get what after that. The three
Prince
pitch
struck
game?
out.
Three pitch game?
Yeah, 3-pitch strikeout.
Okay. Was it looking or was it?
Looking.
It's a strikeout.
Are they down 20 yet, Eric? They're down 21.
Hey, here we go.
50 to 29, 4:04 left in the second quarter.
So much for a Cinderella story.
Well, it's like, sorry, updated 53-31, 2:34 left.
22.
Reagan is still on 6 points. The crazy thing is that look at these shooting percentages.
Oh, wow.
No, look at Williams back 63% field goal percentage. All half of the layups.
And we're getting ready to come back to the top of the 5th, where CBC leads Columbia 6-4. There's the throw over to second base, and we're getting ready to lead off here.
For Columbia, the first baseman, Brandon McGinnis.
And McGinnis coming up to bat here. He has walked, and then he hit later on, scored the last inning. Steps back up. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, pops it up, and it's going to be out of here enough. The fielder just give up, so a home run there as he clobbered that pitch as it flew off his bat. 6-5 now, CBC, but a home run enough that they knew it had eyes.
Jack Matoshak.
Matoshak coming up to bat.
It's because it's not, this park's not big, and we're not high above sea level, but we're above sea level enough.
Yeah, we're definitely in the mountains. I would say, I played at Fort Smith over the summer. The ball flew well out there.
Yeah, it's down by the water.
Looks in, pitch. High fly ball, he pops that up. Almost tripping there with the, actually the shortstop will get that one on the pop fly.
Right fielder, Dylan Carlton.
Carlton now coming up to bat.
No, playing in Fort Smith is like playing in San Francisco.
Well, no, the field that they played on Fort Smith was like in the mountain park.
There's mountains in Fort Smith.
Looks in now, has a sign. Here's the pitch. Ball that just misses there. 1 ball, no strikes. Looks in, a pitch. A strike being called. 1 ball, 1 strike. A high fly ball, a grab ball that time to the shortstop. Throws over to first in time for 6-3 there.
Shortstop, Zach Frank.
And Friend's now up to bat. He hit a home run back in the second, struck out in the third.
Hayden and Lily were both pretty good at basketball when they were at College Christian.
Looks in. And Kerfuff is still on the mound here. Second pitcher of the pitch. Ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Strike being called there. Looks in. Pitch. High fly ball. He pops that one up. Going back is the left fielder. Going back, and it is gone. A home run, the second one of this inning. And the second one for Friend. That would be his third for the season on here. And we're tied once again at 6. The wind is definitely in favor of hitting it to left field as it's blowing towards left here at the ballpark. McKay and out to bat. I said around there's probably around 320, 330 is my guess on distance. That's the line. There's 320 down the line. High fly ball. Going back is the left fielder, and he's got it for the third out. So a total of 2 runs come across, 2 hits, no errors, and no one left on. And our score is Columbia 6, CBC 6 as we're going to the bottom half of the 5th. So they're getting ready now to finish up here. Pitcher's getting ready now as they still warm up here. The second baseman now is going to be Astasio now to come up. There's the pitch. Ball that just misses there. 1 ball and no strikes. Second base and shortstop playing on the outfield grass. The pitch. Ball that just misses there. Looks like, well, no, they're just throwing the ball against the fence of the catcher there, so maybe they're getting ready to warm up over there for Columbia. Ground ball. Shortstop has it. Throws over to first. And he is saying that he is out. So 6-3 there.
The third baseman, Josh Lumsden.
Lumsden now up to bat. Reached on an error and struck out. Looks in. There's the pitch. Try being called there. No balls and a strike. Qualls the catcher on deck. McDaniel, if either of them reaches. High fly ball. He pops that one up, going back at the center fielder. And the center fielder catches it for out number 2. F8 if you're scoring that one at home. Qualls is 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. Looks in. There's the pitch. Ball almost hit him there, but he had to duck out of the way. Playing back at both the second and shortstop. The pitch. Strike being called. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Looks in. There's the pitch. Ground ball, that time down the third base side. Which we're back out here to get his signs again. Looks in. Shakes it off. Still waiting for his sign. He's got it now. The 1-2, the pitch. Ball down low. It's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looks in for a sign. He's got it. The pitch. Swing and a miss there. And he strikes him out. 1-2-3. Got the Mustangs. Goes into the 5th inning. And still tied at 6 going to the 6th.
We're in Mark of the Beast right now.
6-inning stretch.
6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. There were 5 combined in the last game between the 2 teams. We had 3, they had 2. Yeah, 2 solo shots, yeah.
McGage coming ready to lead off here. Up at the 6th here.
Columbia, the center fielder, Colton Nichols.
Jimmy Nichols leading off here.
Pinch hitting for Columbia, number 4, Hunter Schulta.
Schulte leading off here. From St. Peters, Missouri, and Francis Howell North High School and Mobley area. Ball there, 1 ball, no strikes. And it's right there, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Looking for a sign, the pitch. Ball that just misses there. Out of the glove. Outfield shifted a little bit to the right-hand side, except for the right fielder to the left. Fouls it away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Most of the home runs today have been hit to left field, not many to right, as the wind is blowing in towards left field. The pitch. High fly ball, pops it up, going towards it is the center fielder, and he grabs it for out number 1. As we're in the 6th.
It's because it's not Car Shield Field. If we played all of our home games at Car Shield Field, we'd be fine. That's the field we played the tournament on.
Flips back. Looks in. Pitch. Ball that just misses outside.
No, that was a former semi-pro baseball team. No,
Looks in. The pitch. The ball just down too low. Steps back. looks in for a sign. He has it. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, pops it up, going, and it is out of here enough that they have just given up, and it is long gone. A home run there. And a home run there for James.
Maybe a little bit lower, but it was towards the light post.
And that is his third home run in this doubleheader. And it's 7-6 Columbia. Quinn coming up to bat. And again, for James, I've got it here as he has 3 home runs in today's doubleheader so far. Steps out. Looks in. Has a sign. The pitch. Strike being called. No balls, 1 strike, 1 away. As a sign. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. He pops it up, and that's going to be out of play as it hits one of the roofs here. And it looks like that's right now. He's stretching out his hand here, the catcher is, after the bat. Here comes one of the trainers to check him out. I'm just trying to see if his hand feels okay. So now they, looks like he's okay. The catcher is now allow him to continue to play. So look, there's the pitch. And a ball outside. High fly ball. He pops that one up. And it's going to go to the first baseman there. And grabs it for the second out. Rain now coming up to bat. He has singled and flew out and also hit to an unassisted ground ball. Guinness will be on deck if he reaches. Steps back out, comes back in. 1-0 count here. Looks in. Has the pitch. Swing and a miss there. 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top half of the 6th. Second game of this doubleheader, 2 more tomorrow. He's got a sign. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a high pitch that time. 1-2. 1 ball, 2. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, pops that one up, and that one is going, and that one is gone. A home run. And another big fly that time. That's his first home run of this game. And another home run given up there. As in these 2 games, it feels more like a home run derby than it does a baseball game. 8-6 now. McGinnis now up to bat. McGinnis walked in the first and ran to score in the 3rd and hit a home run last inning in the 5th. Looks in. Steps in. Pitcher now looking in to see if he can get anything. The pitch. Ball that gets all the way to the backstop. Kirkliff now on the mound still. It's both teams went through quite a few pitchers in the first one of the doubleheader. Here's the 1-0, the pitch. Ball just missed there. Batter steps back in. Kirkliff has his sign, 2-0 count, the pitch. High fly ball, pops that one up, and that one is gone, a home run. Another home run given up there, as that is so far, that's his second of the game for him, and 6th overall given up. And it's now 9-6 in favor of Columbia.
Left fielder, Jack Kochak.
Kochak coming up. He has flown out, walked, and flew out. Guy now coming in, the pitching coach, to try to talk to his pitcher.
He's given up, I'm pretty sure, that's three out of the last 4 batters have gone deep.
And 3 out of the last 4 batters have hit a home run off of him so far. Wind is a little bit starting to die down, according at least to the flag out there. And now he's returning back to the dugout. The pitching coach is trying to solve something about this. As comes back in. There's 2 pitchers throwing, but as I said, from where we're at, we just can't see who they are or numbers. And right now it looks like he is pointing to us saying that there was a mound visit there. So the mound visit for him, as the next time somebody has to come out this inning, it would be a new pitcher, because you only get 1 mound visit an inning. The pitch, high fly ball, fouls that down the first base side. That one may actually make it, and it does, to the practice field where North Little Rock warms up. That was more of his pitch than anything. Looks in, has his sign. Here's the 0-1, and a ball that's down low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Looks in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. He pops that one up, and it should be over to the shortstop, and it is to end the inning. But a big inning for them, as they score 3 runs off of 3 home runs this half inning. And so we'll take a break and come back to the bottom of the 6th as Columbia 9, CBC 6.
Now playing center field for Columbia, number 43, Braden O'Neill.
And one substitute is O'Neill, Brandon O'Neill, coming in to play over at center field. That's the only change between half innings. And McDaniel's now coming in to hit for CBC over at center field. So he's wearing the collar at 0-2, both times striking out for Central Baptist College, going into the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one towards the first base side. Columbia, we're on the first base dugout side. CBC on the third base side. Columbia, we can look into their bullpen. CBC, as I said, the dugout roof is what blocks our view here. The 0-1. Here's the pitch. Ball just misses low. The left and center fielder both playing about middle depth, playing a little shallower, and a little bit towards left is the right fielder. Here's the 1-1. Fouls that one almost just barely over the dugout of the Columbia on the first base side. Steps back in now. Time being called. Guy and Coach Brister talking over there on the third base side. Fouls that one again down the first base side. Noah Willingham coming in as he's a senior from Steele, Missouri. It's still high school and was Williams Baptist. And strike three, caught him looking on that pitch. And that is going to be Rodriguez coming up to bat here. And Rodriguez also is wearing the collar. He grounded out, and he also is flown out as he flew out to left field. We have looks for a sign. He's got it. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. He pops that up, and it is foul down the third base side. Looks like his pitch, but just needs to be a little more patient for it. Lights are fully effect here. No shadows and worry in this park. And the American flag in straightaway center is almost dead. Very little wind, at least straightaway center, and even died down here in the netting on the first base side. Has a sign. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a line out there to the shortstop. Kerfkoff coming up, the pitcher. Bottom half of the sixth as Columbia leads 9-6. The pitch. And it's going to be a ball just outside. This game so far just a little over 2 hours. The pitch. And strike being called there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wentz picking up again here. Looks in. The pitch. And it's going to be a ball just outside here. Wind is blowing at 8 miles an hour and is gusting as much as 18 and coming out of the southwest. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. He pops it up. And the catcher is going to grab it here. And what a catch as he holds on to it with the collision. And yes, he does. So CBC goes 1, 2, 3 in that inning. And after 6 innings of play, it's Columbia 9, CBC 6. Making sure any hits, right?
Yeah, he'll be in the
All right, now pitching now for CBC is Julio Escobar. He's a senior, has had 1 appearance so far in the game, and has pitched a total of 1/3 of an inning. He's given up one hit, and the opponents or the whip is 3.00 for him so far in the season. So that's how he is looking so far today. And leading off here is going to be number 27, and Dylan Harleton here for Columbia College. Carlson struck out, singled and had a 2 RBI, and he grounded out last time over to the shortstop. So his day has gone so far.
Leading off, hitting top of the seventh for Columbia, the right fielder, Dylan Carlton.
Hilo Escobar is right-handed and throws right-handed. 6'1", 230 pounds here for CBC. That's information I've got on him so far. And now they've stepped back. The batter's now stepped into the batter's box. And so here we go for the top half of this 7th inning of play. Columbia up 9-6. The pitch. Strike being called at the bottom part of the plate. Steps back in. So far started out as a beautiful night so far. He looks in. He's got his sign. Here's the pitch. Strike being called is now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Carlton Friend McGahee is going to be batting here at the top half of the 7th. Escobar has his sign. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ball. And now time being called as he talks back and forth, this catcher. And if CBC doesn't come back to the bottom half of the 7th, Kirchhoff will take the loss for CBC. So they're talking back and forth now as he's got his information he needs, satisfied with what he has to say. Steps back in. Umpire back in position. Batter's back in position. The pitcher now looking in. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch there, and he strikes him out. That's his first strikeout pitching for him.
Shortstop,
Zach Friend coming up. He is 2 for 3, had 2 home runs, and struck out so far in today's game. He wears the 31 across the uniform, and he's at shortstop. Friend has come in as a junior, 6'3", from O'Fallon, Missouri, at Lutheran St. Charles High School. Here comes the pitch. Ball just misses there. And from Mulberry Area Community College for him. That's where he came before he came from Columbia. Looks in, has a sign. Here's the pitch. Ball just outside, just high. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 away. Outfield all playing about middle depth here. Looks in. He has a sign, the 2-0, the pitch. Strike being called there. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. First batter that he faced struck out here in the 7th. Looks in, has a sign, the pitch. Strike being called. Count is tied up at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Very efficient pitcher here. He's able to find the strike zone pretty early in these at bats. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. He has a sign. Here's the pitch. Ball gets away. No harm as nobody was on board. And the count is full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Steps back onto the mound. Looks for a sign. Small discussion between, looks at the first baseman and maybe the first base coach for Columbia. Fouls that one off, hits the net. Don't forget tomorrow at 3 o'clock you can join us here for CBC men's basketball as they host the AMC semifinals. And CBC plays the same team twice tomorrow. First pitch is slated for noon for the first game. The pitch. And checks his swing, and no, he does not go across. And so he walks him there, according to Steve Moore over at first. Chase McKay coming up. He's grounded out, and he hit and later on scored. 1 for 2. Pitch. Ball just misses there. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes. To the batter. Looks in for a sign. Runner leads off, throws over to first, and he's safe. Just barely missing the tag there. Very, very quick for Escobar. Very, very quick pickoff move over to first base. 5 or 6 step lead here. Keeps continuing to lead as he dances across there. Strike, there. Look close, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Runner at first base. First baseman's got his foot on the bag there as the runner starts to lead again. 5 or 6 step lead over at first. Escobar looks at him, throws over to first, and just a little bit high, and if he was a little bit lower, he could have possibly tagged him out at first. Runner leads off again. 5 or 6 step once again lead. Checks the runner again. He looks in, throws back over to first. Runner back without much problem. Looks in. Has a sign. Swing and a miss on a wide pitch, but it does move the runner over to second. If that was a strike there, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. He does move the runner into scoring position. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on over at second base. Looks in. He has a sign. Checks the runner again at second. Checks him 1 more time. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball that gets away for second, but he throws him out. So a strikeout and 2-3 on the scoring. And O'Neill now coming up to bats. O'Neill now steps up to the bat. Runner still over at second. Looks in. Fouls it back towards the padding there behind home plate. No balls and a strike. Steps back in. Escobar has his sign. Checks the runner again. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Or actually, the swing and a miss, but the runner does get it as it goes past the catcher. So the runner now moves to third. Friends over at third now. A hit will get him in. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. 3-run difference. Escobar finds his sign. He's got it. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, caught him looking. He strikes him out there. Back-to-back strikeouts.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left for Columbia.
And one left on is
Top third of the order.
no runs and no hits, no errors, 1 left on board. We've played 6.5. It's Columbia 9, CBC 6. Oh, I see. Back here in the 7th inning of play, as it is do or die here for CBC, and the 7th, as it's going to be Fritz, Daphne, and Prince to lead off, as they need at least one to go, at least one couple of runs. They need at least 3 runs to keep it going, or it's going to end the second game of the doubleheader.
Bottom of the 7th for the Mustangs, the left fielder, Garrett Fitz.
Fitz now into the better box. Here's the ball. Looks in for a sign, a pitch. Strike being called. Again, this umpire does have a little bit of a late call on strikes unless it's swung at. Infield, a second and short playing deep, fouls that one right to the net of the first base side. Fans still get to jump here. We're at Vince DeScalvo Stadium at DeJanis Memorial Field in North Little Rock. Also home of the North Little Rock High School team. There's the pitch. Fouls that one going just into the batting cages on the first base side. Steps back onto the mound. Batter back in the box. Looks in for a sign. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Pops it up. Coming in is the diving attempt, and that is going to be, it's going to be foul. Called it foul, according to Tim Bowser behind the plate. As it was close either way, it looked like down the line. And with his speed, I think he could have probably ended up at third if it was fair, easily. Once again, he did lead the state in 2024 at North Ark in stolen bases up in Harrison, Arkansas. Steps back into the batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Strike 3, caught him looking. He was caught looking that time. Rung him up was and Tim Bowser. Daphne coming up. Prince and him were the only people that really could keep it going. Steps into the batter's box again. Has his sign. Here's the pitch. Fouls it away. And down the third base side. Steps back up. Looks in. Here's the pitch. Strike being called by the umpire. No balls, 2 strikes here. Outfield, the center fielder shifting over to right, so anywhere in the center field to the left or to the left field area would be a big hit, but a swing and strike 3 is a tip that was in the glove. It looks like he was calling. Prince now up to bat here. Prince now trying to see if he could keep the game alive. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Took extra in the first game. 13-12 off a leadoff walk-in. The bases loaded. Looks in for a sign. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Could possibly be the final strike for this game. But also for the first 2 games of the series. The pitch. Ball just missed the plate there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Looks in for a sign. Shakes it, has another sign. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. And ball just misses again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody in either, looks like nobody in either bullpen right now. 3-run difference, 9-6. He's got his sign. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, and it's popped up. And is it want to be in play or not? Oh, he dropped it into foul territory, as it was the first baseman that time, McDaniel's going after it. Or McGinnis, excuse me. He called for it, but just bounced in no man's land. And especially over there towards first where he was, you're also looking into the lights behind the third base stand. So could have played a factor in that one. Here's the 2-2, the pitch. That one is out of play down the first base side towards the practice field. Looks in. The batter back in the batter's box. Pitch. And kind of a desperate swing there, but he's going to ground out over to first for the 3rd out to end the game. Final score, Columbia 9, CBC 6, as a doubleheader for today was split as CBC split 13-12 in the first one, Columbia 9-6 in the doubleheader. Yeah, I could do that. And back here with the recap here, let's start to look at, first of all, for Columbia, the designated hitter. And James, he had 4 at-bats, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 RBI. He struck out once. Then Quint had 4 at-bats, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 RBI, and that was it for him. Wren had a total of 4 at-bats, 1 run, and a total of 2 hits, 1 RBI, and the game. And looking at the line score and how it finally ends up being, it was Columbia scored, or CBC scored first with 2 runs. Columbia 1 run in the second, 2 runs in the third, and then 1 run for Columbia in the fourth. CBC had the 2 runs in the third, 2 runs for Columbia in the fifth, 3 runs in the sixth, for a total of 9 runs. 9 runs, 12 hits, and 3 errors. Looking here, it's going to be Clark goes 3 2/3 innings, gives up 5 hits, 6 runs, 2 earns, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, no home runs. At 19 batters faced, hit by a pitch 0, and 2 wild pitches. For Willingham, they go 3 1/3 innings, gives up 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, no home runs given up, and no wild pitches either, and 11 batters faced. DuPay, he gives in 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, gives up 1 home run, 16 batters faced. And for Kirchhoff, he'll take the loss going to 1-2. Willingham will take the win at 1-0. As Kirchhoff comes in, 3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, 5 home runs, 16 batters faced for him. And Escobar comes in for the 7th inning as 1 inning pitched, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, no home runs, 4 batters faced. For Columbia, they had 33 at-bats, 9 runs, 12 hits, 9 RBIs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. They popped out 21 times, and that will include those. CBC final stats look like this here: 29 at-bats, 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, 10 times struck out, 21 pop-outs for the final out. So 2 strikeout difference between the two, but CBC takes the loss in the doubleheader. They fall to 7-9 overall and 5-1 in conference. And Columbia goes to 8-2, 3-1 in conference. And before we wrap it up, I'll go ahead and see if I can get the conference standings and see exactly who is in the lead in the conference for the baseball standings. As I'm just giving up here to see who the leader and there it is. Leading is Mission at 4-0 in conference, 6-1 overall. Then Missouri Baptist is 7-3 overall, 2-0 in conference. Central Baptist College now falling to 5-1. It's 7-8 and 7-9 in conference. Columbia is going after the win. They go to 3-1 in conference, and with the win, they go to 8-2. And then going William Woods 1-3 in conference, 7-2 overall. Harris Stowe 0-2 in conference, 2-5 overall. Health and Science 0-4 in conference, 3-8. Hannibal LaGranger 0-4 and 1-5, and Crowley's Ridge at 0-4 in conference and 0-12. Well, that concludes today's doubleheader. CBC winning 13-12 in the first, but losing 9-6 in the second game. I'm Alex Douglas saying so long from Vincent Scalvo Stadium at Burns Park.